So what's this drag act thing? Because I missed out on this.
I'm doing a drag act on Saturday, and I managed to persuade my friend who I'm doing the act with to do part of the song Tongue Tied. So I've been working on making a costume as similar to the red costume from Tongue Tied as I can. And we're also having a costume change at one point, and it's meant to look very Rocky Horror, but mine, I sort of sneakily inspired it from Lower Rimmer.
Okay, cool. Oh, you'll have to upload some pictures then, for sure.
Oh, well, I'm going to try and upload the whole video.
Yes. Brilliant.
Screw his appeal. I want to see skin.
You absolutely insist on using erotic persuasion to achieve your devious ends?
Strangely happens. Doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Go for a flipper. I'll be back for Christmas.
Well, I was only away 2 minutes.
Follow the rimmer-shaped blur.
Apparently the gentleman's name is Brimmer, sir.
They broke my leg.
They broke my leg.
Better dead than Smeg.
Oh, I forgot. I haven't told you the name.
I would use it to buff my...
Mark has something.
Yep.
Oh, it is. He's got something.
Okay.
Exciting.
So we'll just put some elevator music while we wait for him to...
On that one on.
He's got some.
Oh. This isn't my time to shine.
Oh.
A picture from Series 12.
What's that?
He's got a picture from Series 12.
What? Blue alert! Blue alert!
Are you sure? We may need to change the bulb.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Yeah.
Is he really?
Look away now.
Is he taking the Smeg?
Oh, right, yeah, on the Facebook chat he says there was a new alien pic from Series 12.
New alien.
New alien.
Yeah. Scroll up a bit. On the chat.
Hang on a minute. It's not a new
actually
alien.
got elevator music on.
Yeah. Hang on a minute.
New
it's not
alien,
that's
me!
There's no aliens in Red
That's me! I can't believe you called me an alien. That's my Kim Kardashian selfie pose. I'm very hurt.
See, I knew it wasn't true because there's no aliens in Red Dwarf, so yeah.
No. Right.
Although I would love to see Rimmer yell aliens at someone and it just turns out they're not an alien.
Alien. Right, hi everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Smegcast. I'm Evie. I think there's some new people this week, so welcome back to John. Is John there?
Hello.
Hello, John. Hello. And welcome back, Tim. Is he there?
Hello.
Hi, Tim. And
Hello.
then we got 2 Marks. Mark with a K.
Hello.
Hello. And Mark with a C. Guess what? His mic's still not working. Boo. But he's here in spirit, and hopefully I can read his texts as well. And we've got some new people. So is Orie? Is Orie there?
Orie, yeah. Hi.
Orie. Lovely name.
Thank you.
Just want to introduce yourself to the group? Because I don't think we've met.
No, we haven't. I'm Orie. I like Red Dwarf, which is why I'm here.
Good start. Very good stuff. And I believe, is Chris with us as well?
Yeah.
Well, I know Chris because he's one of the admins in the lovely Red Dwarf posse, the best group of smegheads in the world.
Yeah.
And,
Correct answer.
Yeah.
Yes. Smeg news this week, from what I've seen and heard. I don't know if anyone else has, but definitely there was another episode of the Gadget show with our lovely Craig.
Yeah.
I've actually taped it. I haven't watched it yet. Has anybody watched it in the group?
I've watched it. Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, Chris.
Yeah. Tell us about it. What was what was it like?
Well, I haven't really. Well, to be quite honest, I've never even seen an episode of the Gadget Job before, so this is all new to me. But I have seen like clips of it. Well, the way that Craig was presenting it, it was like he's very good at presenting because of like doing robot wars and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's explaining all the what gadgets there's been on the show from the first episode, which is really exciting because I thought. Because I'm a geek on like gadgets and all that kind of thing, and But yeah, I've seen like comments on the Gadget show on Facebook, and people are saying that Craig isn't doing a very good job. How can he do a good job when he's only like one episode? You got to give Craig a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I've watched previous series. I've quite enjoyed it, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it this week. I probably should have watched it before I came on live. But so was he the main presenter?
Yeah.
Because I know that Otis is on it, and he's been on it before. So I'm actually surprised. I thought that maybe Craig will be like a co-host because the rest of them have been on there before. Well, definitely Otis has anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, so he's the main host. Okay, well that's a shame that you've seen some comments. Was that on Twitter, Chris?
It was on Facebook more or less because I'm on Facebook all the time, and I look at the comments and I thought, bloody hell, people, give people a chance.
Yeah, but hopefully they're going to get an influx of ratings from all the Smegheads, basically, and Corrie fans who miss him, and So hopefully, I think the ratings will probably speak for themselves, and I think you know, being good fans, we're all going to support him and tune in. So, did anyone else watch it?
I saw about the first 10 minutes of it before we came on, just so we get an idea of what it's like. I need to watch that to get an idea of Craig on it. Craig is a natural presenter anyway, because he hasn't just done things like Robot Wars. I mean, he's done the One Show. Yeah. So he's done Primetime. But he's also got his own radio show, on Radio 2. He's also done BBC Six Music. So,
which I listen to every week.
Presenting those sort of things is not a new thing to Craig. And something like the Gadget show is definitely a natural home for him. It fits his personality really well. So I only had to see the first 10 minutes to get an idea that is definitely the right show for him. Being the fact that I've never actually ever watched the Gadget show before, I've come in completely new. I can't compare it to the other presenters. Now, maybe regular fans of that show just aren't used to somebody like Craig, and it's obviously going to take a bit of time for him to wear in a little bit. And I hope they do warm to him in the end, because he's a very good presenter. And I think if he's had any criticism from people that negative criticism, as Chris said, need to give him a little bit of a chance, because they don't actually know what they've got.
Yeah, that's very true.
I will say, I've not watched this episode of the Gadget show, but it is, from previous series, it's a very technical show in a sense. Yes. And he's probably not, the person you would expect to be giving you all this sort of technical knowledge. But if he plays it right, he could simplify it for people in a sense, which I think would be a good thing.
Yeah, make it more accessible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which I think is what they're trying to achieve with having him on the show.
Yeah, and I think that's similar to what Top Gear have tried to do with the new presenters, because it is a lot less geeky, I find, because they're all just absolute super fans, petrol heads, rather than the last cast, who of course doing the Grand Tour now, who were actual, they're petrol heads, but they were I found it very geeky. So, and I don't drive, so sometimes I used to get a bit lost. But I love Matt LeBlanc. I loved Chris Evans. That was a shame he went, but yeah. So yeah, I think that was a good choice, and I think it's going to make it more accessible. So I think anyone listening, and of course everyone in the group, definitely we need to support him and make sure we keep the ratings up.
Well, I'm going to start watching it. That definitely means it's definitely got more accessible already.
Yes, good point. Very good point. Yeah. Okay, so I guess for me, the biggest Smeg news this week, which I appreciate wasn't an official announcement, and of course we hang on any word of any of the cast that sort of any tidbits that they say. And of course Craig did an interview this week and talked about a possible wanting to do a live version of Dwarf for the anniversary, and doing a stadium tour. And of course this is just chat, and he's just mentioned it, but as I said, we all hang on there every word. So I'd like to open up the discussion about that, about a live version of Red Dwarf. Of course Monty Python have done it. A lot of stuff that had started on the radio have done live versions, like Bottom and Mighty Boosh, things like that. So I don't know.
We also had League of Gentlemen as well, I think.
Yeah.
Little Britain.
Little Britain. Yeah.
How do we think Red Dwarf would work as a live show?
I don't know how they play it off.
Orie?
I think it'd be good. Is it like, we say live shows, I know you referenced Bottom, are you talking about like the stage shows they used to do?
Yes, yeah. So Craig in an interview this week talked about...
I would love to see Red Dwarf do that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen all the stage shows and they were great. I think they could do it, definitely.
Yeah.
Because there's more room as well to improvise if you mess up on stage and just make it even funnier.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you would get Smeg Ups live.
Yeah.
I know, and that would be great.
Yeah.
Doing a live show is great for people who haven't been lucky enough to go and see it being filmed over the years, because it's so hard to get tickets for it in the first place.
Yeah.
So there are hundreds and thousands of Red Dwarf fans out there who have never seen, the actors play the characters in front of them live. And so doing a live show for the 30th anniversary would then bring those people in and get them a chance to see it. It's not seeing an episode being filmed, but it's the next best thing.
I would definitely want to go see it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And here's something, like, they're obviously very good at going, like, live in front of an audience, but this is something they can take around the country. So, as you'd said, I mean, more people get a chance to watch it, and it could make Dave a lot of money as well. If they, because they could just do the whole thing they done with Monty Python and have like the live episode of them doing it live in theatres and so on, and then like the Red Dwarf live documentary and all these sorts of things.
Oh yeah, it's a huge money spinner for sure. But I think so. I'm hoping that Craig's
that's the incentive
set the wheels
to get
in
the
motion.
studio behind it.
Yeah, and so I'm glad he's sort of put that into the mix, and that hopefully that'll start the ball rolling. But live versions of any show I think is great, because you don't get that final set in stone episode. Every time they do it, it's going to be different. Mm-hmm. And certainly, especially with Bottom, when you watch the different, and the Mighty Boosh, actually, when you watch the different from different theatres, they are slightly different with different ad-libs and mess-ups, and it's great. So how do you think it would come across, though, in the theatre? Would they have to have stage, different staging? Would it have to be all on the ship? Because it does limit you.
I think they'd have to have, probably 1, 2, maybe 3 sort of set areas that you would have sort of quote unquote scenes in. Yeah.
Because I know with Boosh, they used to have sort of, let's say they were sort of running, then they would have like a backdrop that was sort of like the old cartoons with just like the scenery moving, if you know what I mean. But then that's a different style. It wasn't sci-fi, and sci-fi is a bit more unforgiving. You wouldn't be able to get away with that because it'd look a bit cheap. So
the other tricky thing is different stages can do different things. Some stages can do great things that other ones can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you've got to accommodate for all of them.
Do you think they struggle, and most of it would have to be on the ship? Like they wouldn't be able to, go to different planets or anything like that?
I reckon they could do scenes on maybe one different planet, but it'd be about bringing in particular backdrops or little bits of set just to make it subtle.
Yeah.
What they could...
Go on.
What they could do is like another version of like Marooned. Then it keeps the set to 1, and then they can all sort of come in and out as they please.
Yeah, definitely. I love Marooned.
Parallel universe.
I was watching that the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite episodes. So,
apparently they have been talking about doing a live show since Back to Earth, and I know it was mentioned by Doug when he announced the 2 series at the last convention. And they said it might be something like they'll do something new for the first half, and then the second half of the show will be sort of them reenacting favourite scenes from throughout the series.
Oh my god!
That was an idea.
Would it be like fan favourites or their favourites?
I don't know. Maybe a bit of both.
It would just be amazing.
And then I think John-Jules said in an interview that it'd be like a small story that they would do so they could fit it onto the stage. I mean, whatever Doug does, he'd have to tailor it to the limitations of the stage.
Yeah. I mean, and he would get expertise for that, I'm sure, and have theatre consultants and people who were experienced at it. But oh my god, if they were like doing reenacting like fan favourites or just favourite scenes, that I would definitely wet my pants. It'd be amazing. I'm thinking of the...
I would be so happy if I could go see that.
Yeah, I think everything would like sell out within sort of half an hour.
It would, yeah.
So Actually, yeah, you reminded me. Doug did announce it at the last DJ, and until now, it's kind of gone quiet about that. But I suppose because we've all been concentrating on the new series, so yeah, I forgot that he said that.
Doug actually comes to the Dimension Jump this year. He might announce it. He might announce it. There might be a stage show coming up in next year or 2 years' time.
Yeah, actually, Chris, I was just about to ask the group, actually, because DJ is fast approaching. I was going to say, do you think there'll be another announcement? Because it's been 2 years, of course, since the last one.
Well, even actually, you know what Doug's like, though, because he does keep it a lot quiet. Because Tim did actually mention to me before when I was at Dimension Jump, he does really actually keep it on the low until he announces it in front of like 400 people.
Yeah.
When it was there, so he's one of these people. Like he's keeping us guessing.
Yeah.
Well, he always does that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some announcement of some kind at the next convention. Of course, we could be completely wrong. Nothing could happen at all. But, I mean, I think the hope a few months ago was, especially after Series 11, and Doug said that everybody was interested in doing more Red Dwarf, and he meant everybody, including everyone involved, including UK TV. I thought, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, fingers crossed, he might, just turn up unannounced at Dimension Jump again and announce two more series. But I think now they're sort of trying to talk about the live show. It might be more in something like that if it does at all.
Yeah, I think what I found interesting, or you probably learnt from episode 1, I actually missed the announcement because I was so hungover from the karaoke on the Friday night. But what I did find interesting was while I was hungover in bed, my mate who was downstairs, of course, heard the announcement, text me. I then went on Twitter, and then it was really interesting. For the first time, I saw news come through like organically. So it started on Twitter where all of us lot were tweeting, oh my God, there's going to be 2 more series. And then just to see within probably an hour, 2 hours, some of the big papers getting hold of it and having headlines that Craig Charles is leaving Coronation Street to do a new series. And it was absolutely fascinating to watch sort of the media online, if you like, over the next couple of hours, bearing in mind we'd seen it live announced, and there were no journalists there, of course. So that was I thought that was really interesting.
Step up to red alert.
Sir, are you absolutely sure? It does mean changing the bulb.
Guess I better do a blue alert announcement if anyone wants to change the bulb. To talk about the next series. I think there's some people in the group who've been to some of the recordings. Is that right? Did I remember that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and there was a Smeg up on the DVD, wasn't there? So we're aware of all the titles of the next one. So if we want to sort of work our way through that. So the first one is called, or we believe is going to be called Hear No Evil. Is that right?
Yeah.
So were any of you guys there for that one?
The thing is, it's guesswork. We don't know whether which episode it might be.
What they're called.
The titles are so vague. When we were there, we didn't know what the episodes were called.
Yeah.
These titles that also got leaked are very much working titles, and could be changed. And I think after the leak, probably will be changed.
Yeah.
So this is guesswork. I can say that myself and Chris, we both went to the same episode.
Yeah.
That one we probably definitely weren't at. I think there's a possibility of 2 episodes in that list that we could have been at. We're not sure 100%.
Oh, possibly. Yeah.
So I mean, Hear No Evil. I mean, that could mean anything.
It sounds to me. Do you know the like the series 7 had working titles? I know on the Posse Group they've been posted recently, and then those titles were changed. Those titles that came out on the Mistaken DVD sound a lot like working titles. They sound like the sort of titles that are definitely going to be changed.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hear No Evil, and Hear is spelt incorrect. Well, not incorrectly, but Hear as in HERE. Is that right? Did I remember that rightly?
Yeah.
Rather than Hear as in audio. So. Yeah, that's a bit of a riddle. And then you've got M Corp, Siliconia, which I presume is a Crichton-y episode.
Yeah, could be the end of Crichton or something like that, or like the start of Crichton, or how he's like developed from the Nova 5 and all the ships he's been on and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Mark! Don't say the end of Crichton.
Oh, sorry.
Please, you scared me.
Yeah, me too. I had a mini heart attack then.
Nothing's been confirmed. Nothing's been confirmed.
It just might be an episode about calculators. We don't know.
Hey, I think that's been long overdue.
Dead calculators.
No, we need an episode like that.
Yeah. And then we've got Time Wear.
Time Wave.
There's one that
Time Wave.
Time Wave. Sorry.
You did Tonga.
And a Mecco one which I can't pronounce.
No,
Mechocracy. Yeah. I'm presuming that's the one that the cast have talked about for many, many years, which is that they always wanted to do one where they were all mechanoids.
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely hilarious.
Could be.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they've talked that. They've talked about that for many years. So I just love to see Danny as a as a mechanoid. He'd look hilarious. Actually, they all would. Can you imagine Rimmer?
Oh, God. That'd be a disaster. Rimmer as a mechanoid.
But I'm presuming they'll have their own personalities. I don't know. It'd be weird.
This all came about when they used to steal Crichton's used masks and put them on and
that's
muck
right.
about with them.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think for ages, it's been saying, well, it's about time you saw what it was like. Put the rest of the casting in Robert's shoes, and finally, Doug did.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
I mean, in a way, it sounds like a reversal of DNA. You had Crichton become human. Now you got the guys becoming Crichtons. Yeah.
And I love it when the cast mess about so much that everyone else has to just accommodate it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then the last one with working title is Star Knot, but not as in KNOT. So again, I've got no idea.
It could be Lister jumpstarting the Big Bang. I mean, like.
Yeah, we discussed that last episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is almost the center of the universe, even though he's the last human. He's also the center of the universe in quite a lot of the episodes.
And in Twentica, we have seen the jump leads from Starbug, so maybe he's going to use them. Yeah.
And that is the last one in the list as well. So that would be the sort of the cliffhanger, if you like.
Last ever episode, yeah.
Wow, no, not last ever. No, don't say that.
Don't say that.
No, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. My existence will be actually worthless.
So now we've got some new people in. So how many have we got going to DJ then? So we've got definitely Chris, myself.
Me.
We said Tim's going.
Oh.
Timo. Mark with a K. You're not going this time.
No, I'm not going. I'm going next time.
I probably won't make it, but I'm going to try and go to Comic-Con as Dwayne Dibley.
Oh, nice. Which Comic-Con?
Just the one in Leicester near where I live.
Oh, in Leicester. Okay, I don't know that one.
When's that?
At the start of June.
Oh, cool.
And John, are you going?
Unfortunately, I can't make it.
Oh, no worries. So does anyone...
Have we said Mark with a C?
Mark with a C. Yeah, he's going.
Yes, he's going.
He's going, yeah. Does anyone cosplay Red Dwarf outside of DJ? Like, do you represent when you go to other Comic-Cons?
It's not really a cosplay, but I've got what my friend refers to as a family heirloom because I kind of nicked it off my dad and never gave it back. I've got a T-shirt with Dwayne Dibley's face on it.
Oh, nice.
There was no shame about that.
I'm very proud of it. I decided to wear it while we're recording this, but I left my room and there's a full-length mirror at the end of our hall and the lights don't work. And I walked towards this mirror and this face appeared in it. And
and you probably just saw the teeth first.
It was the teeth.
So I've only ever been. I usually do like Catwoman and Storm and things like that at Comic Cons. But in my hometown, we had a massive sci-fi party, and I did. I dressed as Lister or Femme Lister as I do. So I'll be doing Femme Lister, a different Femme Lister this DJ, I think. But probably I'm not going to do the costume parade because I'm not good enough.
My
I like watching
housemate had a really good sort of season 1, season 2 Rimmer cosplay once.
Mm.
He's got the hair for it.
Beige uniform.
Yeah, he's got the hair for it, I think.
Yeah. So there's just some awesome photos. I can't wait for everyone to take photos and put them up in the group for sure. It's going to be wicked.
For ages, I was trying to think what could I do, because I haven't got a lot of hair anymore. When the first convention I went to was 1998, and I had loads of hair. So I went as the Rimmer's Dream from Thanks to the Memory. Someone to watch. Yeah, that was.
Well, you can go as Rimmer's dad in Better Than Reality.
Yeah, I thought either that or Holly, but Holly's difficult to do without cutting your head off.
Yeah.
All black. You could put a box over your head.
As long as your IQ isn't 6, you're fine.
Then it occurred to me recently there are things called wigs,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's my plan for Comic-Con is to just wear a mop on my head.
Yeah.
Although actually, I had my hair done recently, and the guy did pretty much try and do a Dwayne Dibley haircut for me.
Wow,
it didn't look very good on me.
Sounds good.
Just whip that one bowl out the cupboard and start cutting one.
I wish.
So Orie and Chris, I think just to get you back in the group, last podcast we did the really mundane but ended up being really interesting, choosing 2 episodes and talking about them. Right. Because actually we found that the 2 that each person chose were actually really similar. I'm not psychoanalyzing everybody, but they were similar and really interesting. So Chris, if you're still there, could you choose two episodes and tell us why they're your favourite?
Flipping heck, there's a load of few favourites I like, but I think one of my very well, actually, from series 3 backwards. Because that was basically like that was actually like the very first episode I remember watching when I was little, when I was about 11 or 12 years old. And but ever since I never even used to got into it, but I have now. But the series 3 came along with it backwards. It was a good episode because it made me laugh quite a bit, because it was great how they actually made all the scenes backwards all the time, and the sensational reverse brothers, which was quite a genius scene to do, to be honest, and bar fight and all of that. The other episode, like a recent one from series 11, can't think what it's called. It's got the one with Lister and Cats. It was like a comedy scene in it. Can't think what it's called.
Samsara.
What's that one?
Well, the one with the kidneys.
Oh, no, it's the one with the glow sticks.
Samsara.
Crisis.
Samsara, yeah.
That's the one.
That was a good one.
That was because the reason why I liked that one, because that scene where I was taking the mick out of Einstein and all that kind of thing, and that was hilarious. I was laughing like anything.
Yeah.
The episode that was
genius.
That's good choices.
Yeah.
And the skeleton twister was quite good too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's what gave it its 15 rating, apparently.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did see a show recently, live just at a local pub, where everyone they got up people to play Twister, and that skeleton Twister looked like it had gone a lot better.
It's a bit dangerous, to be honest.
I had some good choices there, and I think Chris, I think Doug definitely would love to hear that one of the season 11 ones is your favourite. I think that's brilliant. Because we were saying last week we don't know which ones are going to be classics in the future, because they're too new. We haven't watched them a million times. We're not quoting them as much as we do with the others. So that's really interesting that one of them is already your favourite. That's good news. So they're back on form.
More space.
So Orie, what's your 2 and the reasons?
One of them's got to be Gunmen of the Apocalypse. I mean, I know it is basically a classic, but my dad loves westerns so much that he got everyone really, really worked up for it when we saw it the first time. And we know all the tropes and we know where they all come from, and it's just brilliant watching it.
Sorry?
All the sort of western movie tropes and where they all come from. And at the same time, because I also like Westworld, the idea of a mechanoid cowboy just makes me quite happy.
Brilliant. I didn't realise there were actual references because I'm not a massive Western
Well,
fan.
I wouldn't say they're like big references. They're the sort of things that appear in every one, like kicking open the sort of saloon doors.
Oh, right,
that sort of thing.
All the cliches, basically.
Yeah. It's basically the cliches, but
and then the whiskey at the or tequila at the bar and stuff like that.
Yeah, ordering the strong drinks and then choking on it.
And the baseball directors are during Starbug.
Yeah,
and the Vindalooians is a classic scene.
I love that bit.
Me too. I've got a T-shirt of that. And your second one?
My second one is probably Can of Worms from season 11.
Wow, another season 11 one. Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, Doug's going to be very pleased.
Success, I think.
I thought season 11 was great. I think part of the reason I liked it was my friend explained it to me after she first saw it when I couldn't watch it. And all she did was say the cat gets pregnant. And that was her entire explanation. And I was so confused. I turned to my other friends for help, and they didn't know what was happening either. And it just ended up in this cycle of confused people until I finally got to see it.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the episode, and I thought it was a great episode.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting about Can of Worms is it's probably one of the first episodes for a long time, which has ended the series, but we know that's not the last ever episode for certain.
Yes.
We know that there's more to come.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Before we had the beginning, and that felt almost like a big season finale because we weren't sure whether there was going to be any new Red Dwarf. So this one feels like almost like a middle episode because in a way it is a middle of a 2-series run.
That's right.
Yeah.
And was it another thing about it? We all knew there was going to be this cat episode, which we've been promised for so long. Yeah. And when we got into it, it wasn't quite what we were expecting. Doug surprised us again. He did instead Polymorph 3.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind because I don't mind when they go back to.
I love the Polymorph episodes.
I liked it. I liked it. It was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really tempted to say Gunmen instead of Gunmen of the Apocalypse. Tempted to say the first Polymorph episode because I just really like the Polymorph ones.
Yeah, I think it's a great addition to the universe for sure. And again, we said in the first episode, we were saying we don't mind when we have reoccurring ideas.
Absolutely. No.
And definitely with the classic baddies and sort of one-off characters that we have, I'm perfectly comfortable with them coming back.
Yeah, and you can bring them back, but you can still do so much with them, as evidenced by the fact that we now have 3 Polymorph episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
I knew after Emo Hawk we weren't finished with Polymorph. I always thought there was a possibility it would come back at some point because they're all great episodes, very strong episodes. I totally agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So fingers crossed they might come back for a 4th, 5th, 6th. So actually on that subject, are there any baddies? I hate that word baddies. I feel like I'm like 6 years old. Villains, yeah. Are there any villains that really stand out across the entire all of the series that you would be really interested to see in a future series to see come back? Gelfs.
Are we allowed to say the polymorphs again?
Yeah, polymorphs. Gelfs. Yeah. What's our classic? Would you say our classic villains that could keep coming back? So we got polymorph, Gelfs.
Definitely Gelfs.
The Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, no, he's dead. He got race movies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure about that one.
Say again?
Is it Mark with the K who mentioned Inquisitor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it'd be a bit hard because he erased himself from existence. So.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I think you didn't think that one through. No. But what would you do? What would be your idea to get him back? Expand it.
Yeah, he does have a time machine, and what we know as a time machine from his gauntlet. But the point from the end of the universe, he goes to a point before after he's dead, but from the point literally after, if that makes sense. Like he goes further down. He goes further down.
Mark with a C has just said it could always be his son.
Yeah. that there's something. Actually, that doesn't work because
or like someone who takes over from him.
Yeah, that there wasn't just one for the entire universe.
Well, yeah. If you raise one Inquisitor, maybe another one can replace him, like the Inquisitor erase people to replace them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, the reason I find that quite funny is I was talking with one of my friends a while back about how Red Dwarf kind of has a lot of tropes from fan fiction. And every other episode you can see a trope from fan fiction, and that is a big one, having someone who takes over from the bad guy when they want to write the bad guy in.
Yeah.
Or they'll have like some really contrived reason that they come back. So that could always work.
Yeah, definitely. I
think we could have the return of the curry monster.
Oh, the curry.
Yes.
Mr. Flibble.
Yeah.
Mr. Flibble, yeah. I suppose with Mr. Flibble, you see, whenever anyone goes mad, that could be like a little theme, I suppose. Then they've really lost it.
Or maybe
the Comic-Con suggestion we had was if we were going to go in a group, we were all going to wear red gingham and army boots and just have a little hand puppet.
Yeah, it's quite that is a popular cosplay for sure. Probably one of the most popular, I would say.
There's a reason.
Yeah, but I think Mr. Flibble. How about Mr. Flibble actually on his own as an actual, being?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be amazing, like a full-sized Mr. Flibble,
full-sized penguin.
A simulant. I like to see more of the simulants, to be honest.
Say again?
I like to see more of the simulants, like the ones that appear in Gunman of the Apocalypse.
Sorry, Mark's just put... I don't know if any of you are reading the text on the Skype. Mark's just put... the polymorph comes back and becomes Mr. Flibble.
Oh.
My lord.
That's way out there. I haven't got the texts up. Whoops. Sorry, Mark.
Let's send these ideas off to GMP. Make sure Doug gets them.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, just put them in a list.
Well, you seem confidence and paranoia. Maybe maybe for all of the characters, not just Sister.
Oh, I love that.
So 4 different confidences, 4 different paranoia. For Crichton,
that would be.
Wow.
I love that idea.
That was absolute chaos. I love it.
They're back, cha-cha-cha.
So confidence for Rimmer would be interesting because his confidence is quite
his confidence is going to be more negative than he is. That's something.
Well, it would be sort of an empty confidence, wouldn't it? Sort of questioning confidence, because he does have confidence, but it's just not. It's more of an ego.
A misplaced confidence.
Yeah.
I sort of started off as having like faking confidence, and now I've actually got lots of it. So maybe it would work for him.
And then the cat's confidence would be hilarious, but I'm not sure what his paranoia.
I don't think he has paranoia.
Flirting with everything.
Yeah. He's already just full-on confidence, isn't he? I suppose Lister's would be a lot more. That would be quite deep. I think. I think if they did it with Lister again, it would be completely different to the one that we saw in series 1.
Definitely, it'd be interesting to compare, though.
Yeah,
I do think. See, you were saying I was saying last week, would we want to have Ace Rimmer back? That would be a way to get Ace Rimmer back. Is Rimmer's confidence?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
So you could shoehorn him in there.
That's a really good point. Yeah, because that was his confidence side. Yeah. See, I've definitely because that was a bit of a debate last time about whether Ace Rimmer is sort of done now and that they've done everything they can with him. But I won't let it go because I love him.
Also, what about Return for the Sirens as well? Because obviously we know some of them survived as well. So.
Yeah, but do you think they would fall for it again though?
I'm not sure.
I think they've developed
possibly.
They've developed too far, and I don't think they would fall for it. No.
They might, but not for as long.
What about the high and the low ships? Like a return for them. So,
I was thinking that. I love the lower characters.
I like the low Rimmer. If I'm perfectly honest, it still scares me.
Okay. So, any other business before we sign off?
Yeah. Well, Mark mentioned something about the voice of the talkie toaster was planning an episode where the toaster takes over the ship, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Jesus Christ. The Red Dwarf would love to become Toast Dwarf, this massive flying piece of toast.
That would be amazing.
Or maybe just be like all the vending machines. It would take over all the vending machines and they'll just make toast all day and it'll just end up like the Tribbles in Star Trek and just just like taking over and you won't be able to move. That would be pretty cool.
Mark almost also says, how about Hoagie the Rogie joining the crew?
Who's that?
He's pretty
You kills my brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
On time and space.
Just, you can tell when he's
You're
walking
like
into
us
a
time
room
and
because
space.
it's just preceded by "You killed my brother."
Yeah.
More than your brother if you come into it, isn't he?
So, so I think that's us done. Unless anyone has anything else to discuss.
Everyone's favourite character.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So, Mark, do you want to start? Okay.
Someone else can start. I mean, I don't like starting. So.
Okay, John, you've got a bit quiet.
Character or actor who played a character?
Character.
Oh, I don't know. I would probably say Confidence, but that's only because it was Craig Ferguson.
Okay. So out of the whole series, you mean that's your favourite character?
No, but just because it's the one that just came into my mind where I answered the question off the bat.
Yeah.
Just because
Craig
obviously,
Ferguson.
and obviously what he's became now, but certainly, like that kind of character, definitely.
Cool. Tim?
Is this a main character or guest character?
I guess any. Yeah.
Any.
Do you want to do guest? All right.
Yeah, say guest.
We do get guest characters, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for a long time, I think there was general consensus that one of the best guest characters in Red Dwarf was Andy in Back to Reality, played by Timothy Spall.
Yeah.
Because he just comes in and absolutely steals that scene. It's one of the very rare occasions in Red Dwarf where a guest character actually upstages the main four.
A little bit look quite similar to Rick Mell in Blackadder when he comes in as Flash Art and just steals it, you know. And I believe when he was actually learning the lines, and also when he did the first couple of takes, he was struggling with his lines, and he had a lot of difficulty getting any laughs from the audience. And then when they did that final take, he just came in with a different attitude and just totally blew the audience away, and it became an all-time classic scene. But I've now got a new contender come in since series 11. So one of my new favourite guest characters has to be Butler from Crisis. He was an absolutely wonderful character, played brilliantly by Dominic Coleman, and he's just, out of all the characters in the new series, he's just one of the ones that totally stuck out. It was just played brilliantly. It was very, very funny. The way every time he does something slightly better than Crichton, you know.
He winds me up so much, and I really hate it because I know it's on purpose, and that's brilliant, but it so annoys me.
He's a character I love to hate. Well, we love to hate, but I sort of love to love at the same time, you know.
They did such a good job on making him annoying, though.
Yeah. And even when he's off screen, right at the end, you know, and you got Crichton talking to him in the headset, you can still imagine him there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great choice, sadly.
Yeah, you call him Uni. You got him on speed dial. So I think Butler is definitely my new all-time favourite guest character.
Lovely, and another mention for series 11. I think that's really positive.
It was a pretty good series.
Yeah. Chris?
Probably the same as Tim with that Butler character, because of the quote he comes up with Mara and all that, and saying it's in the throat, Mara and all that kind of thing. Because before my old favourite characters was Crichton, which still is, but Butler was probably the best one in that episode by far.
Yeah. Cool. So 2 votes for a series 11 character. That's great. Mark with a K.
Talkie Toaster. I'm joking now.
Actually, Talkie Toaster was voted favourite character, wasn't it, on Twitter recently on a Twitter poll?
I'm not surprised.
Honestly, I think it's so hard because every character's good in their own way, so it's kind of hard to pick. But if I'm perfectly honest, let me try.
You have to imagine you're next to Winnie the Pooh about to get hanged. What one?
If you don't
Mark,
Winnie the Pooh gets hung.
Mark, refuse a blindfold, mate.
Refuse a blindfold. Yeah, so you've got to choose one.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. It's probably the Elvis Presley from Meltdown.
Lovely.
Oh yeah.
Elvis Presley from Meltdown was just brilliant.
Lovely. I love that because I remember when he's like, "We'll go this way," and then I would just absolutely peed myself. I loved it, and he is still impersonating. I googled it recently.
Yep. Yeah, he is. I met him at the convention in 1998. He actually compared the fancy dress competition.
Oh, amazing!
And he also did a bit of performance as Elvis as well. Yeah, he's a real life Elvis impersonator and still going. Yeah,
fantastic. Good choice. Orie.
I did have an answer, but then someone mentioned Rick Mayall's Flashheart, and now I'm just kind of picturing how much I would have loved to see him meet Ace Rimmer.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Bennett.
What a mashup.
Yeah.
That would have been great, yeah. I kind of want to say Pete, just because the reason I came to Leicester is because the local uni has a dinosaur. So I kind of feel like I need to say Pete just because I like dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think most of the reason I loved the episode Can of Worms so much was I loved the polymorph cat. I thought she was great.
Yeah.
And it got to my friends all know this, and they actually sent me pictures of her for my birthday.
Oh.
And I've got a message from another friend saying I was going to send you a picture, but I saw everyone else has done it.
Okay.
So it's between them.
They're good choices. And Mark with a C, if he could text on Facebook, if anyone could read it.
I think he said it was Talkie Toaster.
Did he say Talkie Toaster? Right,
yeah.
That's a popular choice. Is that everyone?
Yeah.
That's
Except for me? My one is a little bit controversial, so don't tell me off, because obviously I'm aware who the famous actor is. My favourite is Abel. Of course, played by Robert Llewellyn. I just
Best guest character played by another cast member.
Well, yeah, but it is a guest character, I suppose, but it's not a guest actor. But Abel absolutely cracked me up. The accent, the posture, the fact he was on drugs, and I just loved it.
That was so bluntly said, like, oh, it's okay, it was on drugs.
No, it was just funny, the way he was like such a junkie, wasn't he? He was like, you want some Altrazone? And I love Abel, and absolutely hilarious.
Well, the thing is, it's played so well that I do forget it's Robert Llewellyn playing him. It does always seem like it's somebody else playing him.
Yeah, I think Bobby Llewellyn, definitely in another life, he would have been a famous character actor, because he can morph into so much. As we saw before that episode anyway, with the spare head, with the Yorkshire spare head.
Yeah.
It is like it's a different actor.
My answer to the Yorkshire spare head, please.
You sure can. Yeah, he's hilarious. So that Abel's mine for sure. Right. All right, so I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to everyone. John, Mark with a K, Mark with a C, Tim, Orie, Chris, myself, Evie. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Ah.
Before you go, do you want some toast?
No.
No, I don't want any
disgusting. You should rot in hell.
Oh!
John. I'm a waffle man.
I was thinking about having some toast after this, actually.
I can safely say I'm disappointed with all of you. You're all going to silicon hell.
I'm there already.
Silicon hell.
Are there any calculators in Silicon Hill?
Yeah.
Nice one. The ironing.
Yeah, all the ones that spell out boobless. Or they're all in hell.
What do you think I did with my calculator at school?
Right, see you later, everyone.
Bye.
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 Reproductive system, babe.
I have to cut down one of the songs, so I might see if I can get away with doing the whole of Tongue Tied.
Zoe for the first time. Money.
Tongue tied, tongue tied.
My God.
I've been listening to it for about 2 weeks solid now to get ready, and the lyrics have completely gone out of my head.
My head is started shaking. My heart began pumping. And my breath
I had to dye some trousers red for it earlier, and the entire shower stall looks like someone's been murdered in there. It's really bad.
Yeah. Hi, have you guys heard of the Manny version of Tongue Tied that Mark posted?
Yep.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was more sort of gospel, which was kind of nice, actually. I thought it was kind of more gospel take on it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manny does a lot of that sort of music. Very good.
Very good. Like covers of songs in different styles.
Yeah.
I'd like to see someone do a Frank Sinatra take on that. That'd be quite good.
Oh yeah, script.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a copy of it. I've opened on my phone at the moment, but it's not going to last long.
I've got it somewhere. Somewhere on my computer. It's not just like under a pile of things.
Oh, there's a script, is there?
Always nice when there's a script.
Money.
Oh no, I've got it. It's a guide. It's on Notepad, isn't it? Yeah.
And I go on the farm.
Yes.
I think it's a pretty good guide.
Yeah, I like it.
It's got good structure to it.
Yeah.
Oops.
What was that?
I knocked the mouse off my desk.
Oh no.
And it fell on my guitar.
Oh.
I think my strings...
Are you any good at guitar?
Not bad.
You play like the Ghost of Hendrix.
Yeah, I am the version of Lister at the moment. I think I'm good, but enough words I just sound absolutely rubbish.
I mean, my friends and I always meet up on a Wednesdays, and we've got a guitar in the area we meet up, and no one can play it. I don't know how, but it untunes itself.
Oh, mine does it all the time.
Someone actually untuned it the other day while someone else was playing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to go get that sorted then, because mine doesn't do that. Mine does. Because when it's in its case, it's very tight.
Maybe we should just get a new guitar.
Possibly, or you can just get it. Maybe just tighten up the strings.
Just make sure there's not only 5 of them and 3 of them are all the same.
Hello?
Remember right with hi.
Can you hear me?
That's very good.
Yes.
Oh, wicked. All right. Have you started yet?
We're waiting on you.
On me? What, Steve?
Why not?
Hi, it's Evie. I'm only joking.
Well, it wasn't exactly hard to recognise. Because when people talk, they have a blue ring round their names.
I know. I was hoping you couldn't see it.
When I saw you for the first time, my needs began to quiver, and I got a funny feeling in my kidneys and my liver. Just a sister, baby. My hands they started shaking, my This is the baby when I try to speak to you, talk. My tongue rambles to my ears and I tried to say I love you, but it came out like wrong, girl. It sounded like me tongue-tied. Money long, girl. It's all you make me tongue-tied. Whenever you are near me, baby, you got me, girl, tongue-tied. Whenever you're around. Oh, I'm begging on my knees. Sweet, sweet darling, listen please. Understand me when I say the devil, devil, darling, little bottom, little name. I'm trying to say I'm tongue-tied. Whenever you are near me. Money, whenever you're around. I do so much, I cry, girl. Yes, you know it, you know it. You got me, whenever you're around. Whenever you're around, girl.
You could have been a little bit more enthusiastic, couldn't you?
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Oh my god. How can something so small make such a loud noise?
You weren't complaining earlier, love. All I can say is that rude.
Would you like your clothes back, love?
No! That'll be great. I mean, I'm keeping the code. I can't be like this all night, so yeah, unfortunately.
I can. Can I just say I'm very disappointed everyone cheered at your ass and not mine.
They did cheer your ass. I swear I'm not as vain as I make myself out to be.
Yeah, you are.
You know what? I think we should do another act next year.
I think that would be
I think we should take off even more.
If you scream loud enough, we're going to perform next year. Come on, do you want us to do another rap next year?
I can't figure out why you'd want to watch it again.
I mean, you were happy to see me at some point, weren't you?
Who says I was happy to see you? I might have been happy to see everyone in the audience.
I mean, the thing in your pants said it all, didn't it? Have you shown Archie to everyone?
Oh, Archie, yes, my penis.
Yes, there's Archie, everyone.